Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Uncensored Anime Podcast, a podcast where we talk about all things to do with anime uncensored, and we are your hosts. I am David, we got Jerry, we got Kenny, and this is going to be another fun interview series episode today where we are going to be chatting with a new friend of the show. You might know him as one of the lead FUNKO designers, and he has his own webtoon called Sincerely Elise, which I read today. I thought it was hilarious. And he also is selling some art books you can find on his Kickstarter. We'll link everything down below, so please feel free to check him out. Please welcome to the show, Chris Metzner.
Woo! Hello, everybody.
Oh, that was good. Okay, Chris. So, to start us off, first, obviously, David tried his best to give you the best introduction he could. But
it was perfect.
To start us off, feel free to tell the world who you are, tell the UAP audience who you are and what you do on the internet.
Okay. Hey, I'm Chris Metzner. I am a designer at FUNKO. I mean, he's pretty much got most of it. I like drawing. I like drawing pretty much at anything at any point that I can, whether it be doing commissions or working on my comic book or just drawing concepts for FUNKO. And that's pretty much how it goes.
That's incredible. Okay, Chris, so those familiar with the podcast that have seen us before, they know, and I always do this every time, but they know that I start off every guest episode with pretty much the most difficult question for some anime fans, is what I've learned. For some anime fans, that's not the case. It's actually easy. But I always ask by starting off with, Chris, can you please tell us what are your 3 favorite anime and why? And to preface for everyone listening at home, okay, so when we ask 3 favorite anime, if you've seen us before, you know this, but we don't mean we want to hear Chris's, the 3 that he thinks are the best or maybe the most highest quality. What we're looking for is what are the 3 anime that are absolutely the most personal or the most, impactful to Chris, the 3 favorites of his personal life. So, Chris, take us away on a journey. What are your 3 favorite anime and why, man?
All right. Well, I gotta give my number one to Dragon Ball anything. Really.
Oh, okay.
Because this show has pretty much propelled me into being, an artist that I am today.
Right.
That show, I got put onto it. I remember it was a nice foggy day. I was coming home from 2nd grade, and my brother was watching. I think it was on Toonami at the time, and it was the episode when Goku literally turned Super Saiyan for the first time. That was my introduction. Was that scene? And it was from there, I'm done. I'm done. This show is everything. And then just smash cut to me, for the next 10 years, drawing really oversized muscles on everyone, even women. And
right. You literally. Wait, Chris, did you ever have? I feel like when I was growing up, there were all of these books that were how to draw Dragon Ball, and they would be these do you guys remember these like how to draw anime books and all the characters would look like Dragon Ball? Did you?
Christopher Hart specifically put so many of those things out that I would read.
Have you met Christopher? Do you know this guy?
No. But I mean,
you know him by name though.
You've come across it. He's got the pretty much all the basic how to draw anime something,
Wow.
But
I remember the anime eyes ones. It was how to draw anime eyes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's when I think back to middle school and high school, all I can remember is drawing buffed out guys in these how to draw anime books, and it was all because of Dragon Ball at the time. Dragon Ball just got us blown on it, and I was oh man, what the hell? So wait,
100%. I had to go back and learn how to draw normal proportioned people because I spent half my life just drawing Goku basically.
Right. Do you have a favorite part of Dragon Ball? If you had to pick, is Z the one for you, or is there?
Yeah, I think it's got to be Z just because it hits that nostalgia factor the most, And
okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
so that's
too.
why I put it at the top is because it's just the most nostalgic and definitely is pretty much the main factor as why
the Dragon Ball universe, right?
Now, do you still have love for the fillers though in Z, like Goku and Piccolo getting their driver's license?
Oh, you kidding me right now? Yeah, of course. Dude, the fillers, while there were only like 4 or 5, they were all great.
Right. They're all strangely memorable, right?
Yeah,
no,
the
for real.
Garlic Jr. arc.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about Garlic Jr., dog.
Right? That's exactly how great it was.
Yeah. I
remember that portion where like Gohan was like diving into acid to get a Dragon Ball.
Oh my god, that was from the
Yeah.
What was that filler? It was like they
It
went
was
and hunted.
pre-Frieza.
They like had to go hunt Dragon Balls for some reason. Like
for some
around-
reason.
Yeah.
I don't know. They were always just hunting them Dragon Balls. I don't know.
Oh man, I mean, I've seen this series so many times, and I still can't. Like, I'm still not the guy where it's like, oh, episode number 142. Of course, that's what it was.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So wait, do you like Super? Are you? Still
I do.
happy with
Yeah.
Super?
No, I think I'm glad that it's still going. You know,
Yeah.
it's but that's about where it ends. You know, I like the Dragon Ball Z like vibe in specifically the Bruce. I think his name's Falconer.
Oh
Bruce
yeah,
Falconer,
I met him at a con once actually. He's
oh,
very
you
cool.
for real, dude?
Yeah.
He like his music
cool.
was Dragon Ball Z to me. You know, like the original music is always good, but I grew up on that guy's kind of score to the show, and it was so good.
Oh yeah, he was super nice. It was at like a they have a con here in Dallas where we're all at, Chris. It's called KamehaCon, and it's like just
I'm
a
so
Dragon
jealous.
Ball. Yeah, it's like just a Dragon Ball con. So earlier this year we went to, you guys didn't come with me, did you? I went by
No,
myself.
it's
Didn't
just
I?
you and
Okay,
Chase.
yeah. I went by myself to KamehaCon this year with a buddy of mine, and we had a blast. I mean, it's like just a huge selection of Dragon Ball voice actors. But Bruce Falconer was there, and he had a table. He was actually very popular. I'm sure you
That's
can
awesome.
imagine, Chris, because he's just kind of the music of Dragon Ball for a lot of American fans. And he had a really poppin' table. He was signing CDs and everything.
Oh man, I do have his like little box set of Dragon Ball CDs.
Dude, that's so cool.
Oh, sick.
I'm jealous. I gotta go there someday.
Yes.
I know, because I've been telling my wife like we gotta go to KamehaCon just because she knows how much of a Dragon Ball nerd I am.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah, this last year it was like they had a really great selection of voice actors. Who all did I get? I got a couple. I got a couple of my Funko Pops signed.
Just a couple? Jerry?
Yeah, I did.
Because you just have a few, right? Just like one or two.
Yeah, no. But yeah, I got a couple. Which ones did I get signed at KamehaCon? I can't even remember which ones. They're around here somewhere.
Yeah.
But
Did you
beside
get
the
Frieza
point,
one time or something?
I have Frieza signed by Linda Young. I do, and I have the young Goku signed by Stephanie Nadolny. I have Goku Super Saiyan
Nice.
signed by Sean Schimmel. I have my Roshi signed by Mike McFarlane.
You flexed it a little bit, Jerry?
Sorry, yeah, I just had to. Sorry.
Which other one?
Sorry, let me roll
Jerry
it
with
back,
the
guys.
flex?
I'm so sorry. Yeah, let me
Jerry,
dial it. No big deal. No, back to Chris.
I went to I tabled at SummerCon a couple like over the summer, and Chris Sabat was there, and everybody was like buying this specific Vegeta print I made just to have him sign it, just because they didn't have anything of Vegeta for him to sign. So
wow.
Nice.
and then one guy came back and was like, dude, he keeps seeing your Vegeta print, and I'm like, I gotta meet this guy, and I didn't actually get to meet him.
No!
That's one day I want to meet that man.
I'm about to say, yeah, you guys. I met him at a con as well once. I have a picture with him somewhere.
He seems like a good one.
He's great, yeah. I mean, I think everyone associated with the Dragon Ball franchise is really wonderful to talk to, honestly.
Yeah.
We actually, I mean, secretly, there's potentially a voice actor, Triss, from Dragon Ball that might be on the podcast in the future. I've chatted with her briefly, but
oh, nice.
Yeah.
Remind me what character?
Yeah. No, so we want to get. So I've talked briefly with Elise Bauman, the voice of Pan from Dragon Ball GT. So she's super cool. She does like a lot of stuff, and her and I connected at KamehaCon. She actually helps to put KamehaCon on every year. And so we might be getting her on in the future. So, a little sneak peek for our listeners.
Yeah.
Do
you think she do you think she does the voice for the upcoming one? Do you see that there's that upcoming movie coming out?
Honestly,
I saw Pan was in it.
It wouldn't surprise me if she's going to come back
think
for it.
so.
She seems to have a really good relationship with them still. So, I'd
That's
imagine
good. Yeah,
they'd
she
probably
killed
get her
it.
back. So, but yeah, and she was really great to get to meet when I met her at KamehaCon this year. But okay, so Dragon Ball, obviously, and as you can tell, the three of us are all. I mean, how can you grow up and not be a Dragon Ball fan? Like, if you're, I don't know how else to explain it. Like, all of us grew up in kind of the same era. It just, I don't know. It's like Dragon Ball is just life at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
definitely the gateway anime for me.
yes, mad respect. Okay, Chris. So take us. What's the next one? What's the next in your top three?
Okay. The second one, it's always either between this or Dragon Ball. It's. I mean, I'm sure you all know by now. Seeing as I'm a shonen boy, it's gonna have to be My Hero.
Oh, okay.
My Hero? Okay.
And
That puts
it's
some respect on My Hero.
Specifically for the manga version, just because Mr. Kohei Horikoshi Sensei is just so like light with the pen, man. He's so good.
Yes.
Every single page, it's like each time a chapter drops, I'm just excited to kind of dig into his artwork specifically. And the way he you could just tell how it has grown over time. I don't know if you guys checked out the manga by chance, but
Yeah.
Are you caught up?
Kenny and David stay.
Yeah,
stay
you
current
know
with
it, man.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Oh my God,
It's
what's been happening
it's
right
been
now?
heat.
Oh,
I got
It's so good.
Yesterday's chapter.
Oh yeah.
Guys,
Oh,
I'm
man.
anime only. Guys, don't spoil me, please.
yeah, okay,
Jerry's
okay.
the only one that's like.
I'm the only one that
behind, but-
I don't know why I haven't done it yet, Chris, but I've stayed I started watching the anime when the first season came out, and I've just never switched over to the manga. I've just always stayed with the anime ever since. So obviously I'm current with the anime, so the anime just left off at the end of the My Villain Academia part at the end of this last season. So I'm caught up to there, but I have not jumped into the manga yet. And I know that this next arc, I've not spoiled myself too bad, but I know that this next part is supposedly very amazing. Mainly because these guys won't let off it. But yeah, so but I'm excited for it. But yeah, I hear the manga is amazing.
Yeah, no, I think I was able to kind of crack the code of how to draw hands just by kind of studying the way he does it. He just kind of breaks it down in a more geometric way, and it's just it makes it easier to kind of understand posing and dynamics and everything when you kind of just look at his art for a long time, I guess.
Oh yeah,
or reference it often.
Is that where you picked up a lot? I noticed that with your art, Chris, you do a lot of really dynamic poses where there's a lot of foreshortening. Is that the word for it? I'm trying to remember from my art class days. Yeah, where there's a lot of large in the front and everything kind of moves towards the back. But do you get a lot of that inspiration from Horikoshi? I guess I've never even thought about that.
Dude, I gotta say 100%. Yeah, I was not. Around 2019, I made kind of a big sort of turn in my art where I did try to more focus on more dynamic stuff, and it was all because of me reading that manga. Every single panel is just so drastic. Even in a boring conversation scene, he'll pick a really weird sort of top-down angle or something, and it just makes it more interesting.
No, that's
to
fine.
kind of follow through the story.
That's crazy. Okay, what's weird is I just saw this video. I was watching something earlier today, and Horikoshi. I don't know if you know that. So Weekly Shonen Jump, where all the mangas come out in Japan in the magazine each week. Every week, the authors of each manga, they'll write a really short, 1-sentence comment that goes at the front of the magazine. And so people like comments, people like to overanalyze those. And I saw this week's author comment, and Horikoshi said something like, "I feel like I'm really bad at inking, and I don't know why," or something like that. And people were, yeah, did you see that?
What are you saying?
Yeah, I was like, wait a second, I don't think so, Horikoshi. I was like,
The man is too humble.
Yeah, that must be. I really do think he is. He's really. I mean, My Hero's doing great. That's all I can say about it. I think
especially the art in the recent chapters. The art, it's peak Horikoshi.
Yeah,
it's so great.
Yeah, dude, he's leveling up each chapter. It's crazy.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Potentially controversial then, Chris. Who is your favorite character in My Hero? Do you have a favorite character?
I gotta say All Might, dude. Specifically All Might, just design-wise.
Yes,
Classic.
Dude, that's so
I have
fire.
a humongous All Might figure collection right behind me. It's every version of All Might that you can think of.
Chris, you're literally
even the
Deku.
Yamaguchi one.
I'm doesn't Deku? In the ending song that
Deku has.
He's got that table full of All Might statues. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I'm rocking with my Deku energy. I got too many All Might figures.
That's what I'm saying. Wait, that's so sick. I am also a big All Might fan personally. I think he's probably my second or third favorite from the show though. So I don't know. I go back and forth.
Probably I'd say when it comes to personality and design or more just character based and not strictly visually, because I think All Might visually is my favorite to see.
Yeah.
But I don't know, dude. I'm super excited for Mirko's kind of debut in the anime.
Yes,
I
don't even know her. I'm really excited. I want to get to know her better.
So
I'm such a fan of her design. Damn it! I'm like, I can't wait. Bro, I didn't even realize her design is peak. Her design is peak. Yeah. That's all I'll say. I don't know about anything about, but I love the way that she looks.
Dude, he really brings it when it comes to like strong women in that story. It's like, I don't know, man. He's too good.
Did you see the movie? The newest movie that just came out of My Hero?
I did, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What'd you think?
It was good. It was good. A lot of people were saying that it's like was not as good as the first two, but I thought it was just fine, and I saw that a lot of people seem to be complaining about the like over exposure of the Deku and what was Rhodey?
Yeah, Rhodey, something like that. Yeah, the guy that was with him, yeah.
And just like the road trip vibes and everything, and I was like, that's just fine. Sometimes Deku needs to go on a road trip. He's always like out here fighting all these villains, and just like give the man a chance to just breathe and hang out with a buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. I liked it better than the second movie. I liked it a lot better than the second movie, but
we kind of trashed the second movie.
Honestly, the second movie,
I liked the second movie.
Okay, Kenny, you liked it because you love Bakugo, so you like had a field day during the second movie. So that's I feel like movie 2 was Bakugo's I feel like movie 2 was just too much. For me, it was just too much Bakugo for me. So I was just
Bakugo fan service.
It just felt like a Bakugo, like what I mean. Like, come on, when you give Bakugo the freaking one for all, like I was like, okay, I was like, you can chill on that movie, guys.
Yeah,
whatever.
I'm still in the camp.
It's definitely a pretty interesting experience seeing those movies in theaters. Like, I had never ever seen like an anime movie in theaters until it came to the first My Hero movie, and it's like each time the characters came on screen, there's just a roar of applause and screaming. Like, especially when Bakugo or Todoroki were like first appeared.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Those girls were screaming, dude.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I luckily, what's crazy is I remember the second movie came to theaters like right before like the massive shutdown started.
Yeah.
And I remember I was like about to buy my tickets, and I didn't end up buying them because they had canceled the shows that I was going to go to. So I ended up having to watch it on Blu-ray after it came out later. That's wild. I forgot about that. Still did good though.
Oh yeah, true. I think that was actually the last movie I saw before the whole pandemic started.
Yeah. It must have.
And we went like real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That and Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh yeah, Sonic was the last one I saw.
Oh man.
It was a great movie.
I loved it.
I loved it.
Okay, wait. Did you get to see Dragon Ball Super Broly in theaters?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, of course.
Oh my god.
You gotta see it. You gotta see it in theaters.
I will never forget the experience I had when I don't even know what to call the part of the fight scene when Broly.
When they crush
reality, they're like blasting through like these like the animation just like pops off for no reason, and you're just like sitting in your theater chair like, holy shit! You're just like, where am I right now? I was like
the '90s like Warhead commercial or something. Your brain is just exploding. You can tell that the writers or whoever made it is just like, okay, we know now that Dragon Ball is just overpowered and campy, so like how do we step it up even further?
Right.
Let's rip open dimensions. Fuck it.
Yeah, but just please throw it all on the wall, guys. Just I cannot, like, my wife had never seen Dragon Ball before. Her first experience with Dragon Ball was watching that movie in theaters with me. And
actually my wife.
Wait, for real? Yeah. My wife, that was her first experience. And what's crazy is now she went back now and she watched all of the original Dragon Ball, and she's almost done with Z. She's in I want to say she's in the back end of the Cell arc right now. She's about to start the Buu arc, I believe.
Ooh.
And so she clobbered through it after that, but she honestly was like, this was incredible. So I now have to go and literally watch all of this. But she loved everything she's seen of it so far.
It wasn't like a sort of rocky transition? Because, I mean, when you go from Dragon Ball Broly to, like, Season 1 of Dragon Ball, where it's like...
It was slow. I know at first she was not going through it very quickly, and it wasn't really until the first, like, Red Ribbon Army arc of the original Dragon Ball where she finally was like, okay, I think I see where this is headed now. The adventure aspect of it, and the power leveling and the scaling, the martial arts of it. Because the first little bit, especially when it's just like Pilaf and the first hunt for the Dragon Balls, before Goku even uses his Uzuru, goes monkey form, there's like a lot of small, it's kind of still quirky and weird, and a little bit perverted, and there's like
poop jokes.
a lot of shit. Yeah, like a lot. Yeah. So
they dropped a lot of that.
Yeah. But luckily she fell in love. I mean, she ended up loving it, and now she's really enjoyed it so far. But she still needs to get through the rest of Z and then start Super. But she hasn't decided.
Wait, what about GT though?
What about GT?
What about GT? No,
What about GT?
You guys, I don't know.
Come on, Omega Shinron?
Come on, baby
Super Saiyan
Vegeta?
4?
Baby Vegeta?
Oh man, baby
Super
Vegeta's
Saiyan 4?
Kristen, do you like GT? Do you like
Dude, I feel like I need to go back and watch it because when I was a kid, I loved that shit, and especially the Super Saiyan 4 fight and everything.
Yeah,
but then like sort of halfway, like in high school and everything, it seemed to like everybody kind of shat on GT at the time, but now it's like come full circle again, and like there's more respect on GT. It feels than there is Super.
Yeah,
and it's just like bring it back. Come on,
I have some homies
get
that
more Super Saiyan 4.
They will not let down. They're always like, GT is better than Super to them. And I'm like, I just don't agree all the way. But I'm like, and I think they're riding the nostalgia train a little bit, and they don't want to get off of it. They're like, GT is definitely fucking better, Jerry. Like, get your glasses checked, bro. And I'm like, okay, wait. I'm like, watch it as an adult and then come back to me, because I'm not sure about that.
Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta greater than Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Gogeta, period.
I'll agree with that, yeah. I'll definitely agree with that.
He's fucking badass.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you
Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is badass. Okay.
No, I too was having a rough time kind of getting into the whole like recolor of just their hairs, but now they finally kind of got it with the Ultra Instinct and just kind of the sort of disheveled hair look where all of his little points are going in different directions, and it's slightly different at least. But yeah,
have you checked out the manga for Super, or just the anime for it?
For this like latest granola chapter, I've only been kind of peeking at all the big moments. Mostly just because I know everybody's talking about it on Twitter whenever big stuff happens.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to avoid. I haven't read it either, but I have with the Moro arc, I think there was a lot of hype for it because it was kind of the first original arc since the anime had ended. And, I think there was some hype. But now with Granola, it's like, I think especially just with Vegeta and stuff, people are...
Vegeta, he can't win.
I don't want to spoil it either, but
God,
dude.
Like, it just don't even get me started on that shit. Give Vegeta the win already.
Vegeta!
He deserves it.
He doesn't win.
He's been through a lot. Okay. Jesus. Okay. Chris, we got back to Dragon Ball somehow. Okay, so third anime on your top 3, if you had to give it to us. What's the third on your list?
Third, I'm gonna say it's a new one. So I got one based on nostalgia, based on modern times, which is my favorite My Hero, and now the new one, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh!
Have you heard about that thing they're making with Jujutsu Kaisen?
Don't tell me about it.
No.
Sorry, we just had a news episode. It was
First off, Chris, that's awesome. Yeah, everybody here, we all are in love with Jujutsu Kaisen. Honestly, we can't.
Oh yeah, it's such amazing. A breath of fresh air, dude.
Yes, it feels like I feel like it's like I don't know. It's like everything I've wanted in a shonen, and it just feels all packaged perfectly for me. Like animation, art. I mean, just incredible. So I don't know.
So excited for the movie.
Yeah,
comes out soon.
Oh yeah,
the latest chapter too. Oh my god.
Okay, see, I don't read the manga, Kenny. Let me.
Oh my god.
That one I don't read the manga for the same reason that my wife doesn't read the manga for My Hero, and she just like loves seeing it all come together with music and effects and everything.
Yes.
And I think that's kind of how I want to approach this one.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
I'm with you, Chris. I'm with you on that. I'm the same way, fam. That's
the next arc. Well, I guess will it be the next arc?
It will be.
Yeah.
It may not be.
There's like a mini arc, and there's like an arc after that, and that's like the equivalent of the like giant arc that's happening next in My Hero.
It's almost like the rest of the manga.
Is the quote unquote Shibuya incident? That's what I
guess. Shibuya incident.
Okay. I saw that like trending everywhere.
Yeah. People say it's like their favorite shonen arc ever.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Oh, damn. Hype.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. I want to say, I think this arc, the one that we are in now, is going to be even better than the Shibuya incident.
You're talking about the one after, Kenny, like the newest one.
I'm talking about the latest
the current one,
right now.
Okay.
Hey, that's good news to me. It's just hot all the way through then.
Yeah,
it is. I'm just saying, anybody out there that wants to read the manga, it is well worth it. It is well worth it.
I'm away.
I definitely dipped my foot into it. I do like the art style.
It is. Yeah, it's cool.
It's a unique one.
Yeah,
I can't really describe it.
It's kind of in the same zone as like I've done this comparison, but like other people might not agree with me. But like Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen are both in that sort of like sketchier, a little bit more of that more I don't know, a little looser stylistic choices than
kind of like Attack on Titan sort of fits into that too.
Like gritty almost?
Yeah, like a grittier look to it. Yeah, a little bit of a grimier, a little less polished look, which I kind of like in that. I liked it. Chris, I don't know, are you familiar with Chainsaw Man? I feel like
I've read the first chapter, but then they announced the anime. I was like, I'm just gonna watch the anime.
Okay, good.
Man,
okay,
yeah. We're excited for that one too.
You should, be prepped because it's coming in hot. But no, that's I think they have some similarities, Jujutsu Kaisen and Jujutsu. So were you into like, I don't know, so like Jujutsu Kaisen clearly takes a lot of inspiration from series like Yu Yu Hakusho and Bleach. Were you into those types of shows too growing up, Chris? Like the other popular shows like Bleach and Yu Yu Hakusho?
At the time, it was mostly like Dragon Ball, and then when I got into sort of middle school, high school time, it was Naruto and Bleach, like all day, every day.
Right.
And then the Aizen arc ended, and then I just like dropped Bleach instantly. I don't know why. It wasn't as interesting to me.
Kind of respect, though. Kind of respect, honestly. Yeah.
And I've never seen Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh,
don't pin me on the stake.
No, that's fine. But if you ever have some time, it's worth a go back. Honestly,
it's a classic. Okay?
It's all available on Hulu still, I think, and I think Netflix is going to get it soon because they just announced their live action that they're going to be doing.
If Netflix gets it, then I'll for sure.
You
check
definitely,
I'll
bro,
click it then.
Chris. For real, man. That is like if you talk like Jujutsu Kaisen clearly takes a lot of inspo from, I think the structure and sort of world building that Yu Yu Hakusho kind of laid before it. So, and as a fan of Yu Yu Hakusho, I think it made me love Jujutsu Kaisen even more. So that's why I was kind of thinking like, I wonder if you were into that sort of that stuff, just to see Jujutsu Kaisen make your top 3. After only one season. So that's
after that
high praise.
After that fight with Toto and Itadori, and they were doing the whole clap thing.
Boogie Woogie.
Man, this is so creative. This is like the most creative fight I've seen in anime for a while. So that definitely was how it made its spot.
Absolutely.
Just peak animation.
Dude, that's
100%.
Some of the best.
Mappa, coming in clutch.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Mappa's killing it.
They are fantastic. I was about to say, oh my god. I'm trying to think. Are they doing anything this season, David? Do you remember?
Chainsaw Man. Oh.
No, this season.
This season they're doing Talked Oak.
Talked Oak.
Oh yeah.
I think they're doing another one with another studio.
The fights in that are great.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, cool. All right, Chris. Well, I think that was a good top 3. I think we're not going to roast you too. See, what's funny is
I'm a shonen boy at heart.
Right. Yes, and I think truly at the end of the day, like as much as David, Kenny, and I think we've just dug so deep into other stuff, but like I think we're all 3 kind of shonen boys at heart. At the end of the day, like we were born and bred on the shonen, so I think that it's too much not to love at the end of the day. I don't know.
I've definitely done the same. Like I've tried to really explore it and see more, but I don't know, dude. There's just something about the power fantasy for me.
Right.
Yes.
No, that's what's great about it. I'm about to say, okay. So, Chris, I want to talk a little bit about your webcomic. Because you're the first person we've had on to do anything like that. Because, I mean, in my mind, like, the closest to a mangaka that we've ever had on. I'm sure you, I don't know, but I don't know.
I'll take it. Hell yeah.
Tell us a little bit. I mean, I think tell the listeners, like, first off, a little bit about the series, if they might be interested in checking it out, / where they can check it out. But then, I don't know, what has your process been like? What are your inspirations for the series? And I'd love to just hear sort of anything about what has made Sincerely Elise. It's been really fun to watch you post about it over the last year or two. and sort of the evolution it's gone through, and seeing you create your designs on your Instagram and on your social medias and kind of put them out there, and then incorporate. I remember when you made the Robo Arm girl. I'm forgetting her name, and then you like incorporated her into your. I thought that was just really awesome, just watching your creative process. So, I don't know. Talk us through it. I know David just read it today. He decided to sit down and read all of it. But tell us a little bit about the webcomic life and where you maybe where you see it going, or if you want to eventually get it printed, or I don't know. I'm just curious.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, first off, hey, let me get some water real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, so first off, thank you for taking the time to read it. Honestly, it's really cool of you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess kind of the quick rundown summary is there's a girl named Ava. Her parents kind of expelled her, so she's off on her own at a really young age, and she meets this deity named Corvaccara, and he's on his own mission to kind of find this sort of relic that helps him basically find his friends. Like it's kind of a rescue mission to find his friends is the baseline of the story on a landmass that once was a huge dead space dinosaur, or a live space dinosaur. Now it's dead. Because I figured that'd just make for a fun kind of environment to have the story take place on.
Yeah. Very neat.
And it all started, I guess, as it wasn't originally a web comic. It was I was trying to think of like projects, because it's when I first started getting into like tabling at conventions and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And needed to think of like some sort of product ideas, and I was like, oh, it'd be kind of cool to have like a sticker pack, and then these sort of like background boards or something that stickers could be removed from. And then my wife's like, you mean magnets? And I'm like, yeah, I guess. But
damn.
So
she kind of got your ass.
She was like,
yeah,
low key.
But so then I started designing the characters and the backgrounds. I was like, I kind of don't. I just want to make a comic out of this, because the whole idea of making it magnets in the background, and I just didn't really like how that was going to be executed. So I just rather fell in love with just the character designs themselves and wanted to explore them. And then from there, it was just pretty much writing the story and trying to figure out how to like get a page out every week mainly. And now I'm at 2 pages a week, which I'm happy that I've been able to do that. But because 1 page a week is just like, I'm not going to be done until like 20 years.
Right. I'm about to say, and I assume you work alone on your 1 page, as opposed to like a real mangaka who might have assistants, or it's all you doing it, right?
Yeah. So it's like I write the story, and then basically, I have the whole story written, but I'll thumbnail out like a whole chapter, and then once that chapter is coming to a close as far as it being fully drawn, then I'll like halfway through start thumbnailing out the next chapter.
Wow.
And like mostly I just kind of wanted this to just be on the back burner whenever I didn't have any sort of current projects. So I always have something to fall back on. And if I ever hit art block or something, I could just work on that.
Dang.
But no, I'm really enjoying how it's starting to come out. And like, I feel like there's an actual story out there at this point. Like if you're fully caught up, you kind of have an idea of where it's going, where is the first couple months it was like, who are these characters, what's going on, sort of thing.
That's exciting. But that's crazy. I'm like
thanks.
Do you think you ever, I mean, I know you printed your art, but do you think you'll ever want to print a copy of, or like do like a limited Kickstarter run or something where people
for sure.
Okay,
for sure. I've planned it out to be, it's going to be 3 books, and I'm almost done. I think I'm like estimating I'm going to be able to print it by, I think, August next year. It should be able to get that first book out. And
what's that? Where's that TikTok meme or whatever where they slap the credit card down? I'm going to start slapping the... Come on now, Chris. Come on now,
dude. I for the longest time I was thinking, I'm just gonna self-fund this one, just because I don't see a lot of people being interested in just like an original story, and it's not like just a book of fan art basically. But I might just do like a low Kickstarter goal and just fund the rest myself, just to see if anybody's interested, sort of thing.
Wow. I'm about to say, was it tough to get it like because you're on like official Webtoon, right? Like, is that a difficult process or is that like easy? I don't know actually.
Oh
like,
no, that's pretty easy.
Okay,
you can just sign up and throw your comic on there, but
really,
it's hard to get like featured on that website. I will say.
Oh, okay.
Like be put on the front page.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I do think Webtoon is, I don't know, kind of a new cool way. Like I use
a
Webtoon
lot of people
now.
are really into Webtoon. Yeah, I've met kids that they aren't even like into anime and manga, but they read Webtoons, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you?
Yeah,
what?
and it has like a whole different like I'm not at all following the format rules of a general webtoon.
Oh yeah,
just because I want to have like a printed book.
Yeah.
But the way they've like kind of come up with that new format where it's like it's like one panel and then as you're scrolling there's a lot of space in between it.
The
It's
full vertical, yeah.
It's innovative.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually
say-
one. I think
Okay.
there's one, or God of High School does it a lot, but also Hardcore Leveling Warrior.
Mhm.
They do what I think Toriyama actually did a lot with old manga panels, is that he was really able to make it seem like it was moving. And so like some of the scrolls are very cool, like sweeping motions and things like that. And you're like, wow, this is actually like, it's like they're designing it for a new art form. And so that's very cool.
Yeah, it kind of gives it the scene space to breathe, Like that actually reminds me of one in the One Punch Man manga where it's when he like first runs into I don't remember the ninja guy's name, but
Jenna?
No, the ninja.
No, the-
Speed of Sound Sonic.
Sonic.
Speed
Yeah,
Sound
Speed Sound Sonic.
Sonic,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and like when they're in the forest and like every other like angle as he's circling around Saitama, it's like a new panel and it's like each page and the way what is it, Yusuke Murata?
Yusuke
Murata.
Murata.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Murata.
His
One of my
artwork
favorite
also.
artists.
Woo.
Yeah. Oh man, he definite legend.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's exciting. I mean, that's just so exciting, and I hope that people listening, please go check out Sincerely Elise. It is a great read, and Chris, I think that honestly, yeah, I hope that if you guys haven't, check out Chris's Sincerely Elise. It's awesome, and if he does do a Kickstarter, everyone listening, you guys better give some money.
You got to
jump in and support it.
Take your
because
card out and just
It is always cool to yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Chris,
support that
now
sort of stuff.
I have a burning question for you.
Kenny,
yeah.
what do you, what's
When are the Vampire Night pops coming out? Okay, we love Vampire
No,
Night.
Kenny-
Love hearing the Vampire
Okay,
Night
listen.
podcast, guys. We're all tuning in once again.
Okay,
Damn.
Chris, listen.
How did you know they're gonna announce it tomorrow, dude?
No. Okay,
Vampire
so
Night.
Chris, so here on the podcast we have a recurring joke where Kenny randomly brings up the anime series Vampire Night. So every time that I have a guest on, I have to ask, have you heard of Vampire Night? Do you know of
You
the
know what
series?
Vampire
Oh
Night
man,
is, Chris?
I'm gonna disappoint you, my guy. I am so sorry.
It's okay.
No,
Nobody
I don't
knows
think-
what
I haven't
Vampire
seen it,
Night
no.
is.
It's tragically
No.
bad.
Nobody knows.
That's the joke.
no
it's
one
very
knows,
bad.
No one knows what
It
It's
is
very
bad.
bad. That's the joke. That's the joke is that it was a very popular shoujo series from around when like 08 or
Whenever
09,
Twilight
something like that.
was- yeah,
Yeah,
whenever
around the
Twilight was
the
big.
Twilight era, and it was essentially about like a vampire high school
romance.
Yeah,
It's a
about
romance.
Yuki Cross at the Cross Academy.
Yes, yeah, it's and pretty much the story
Checks all the
goes.
boxes.
Yeah, David and I, when we very first met in high school, we were freshmen in high school, and we met, and I was a big anime fan already, and I saw David, and for some reason he was walking around school reading Vampire Night, and one of the first conversations I remember having with him was telling him how absolute trash Vampire Night was, and David looks at me with the straightest of face, and he goes, "It's pretty good. It's pretty good, Jerry."
It's pretty good.
And that is like the
I have
budding
them all.
of
I have all 19 volumes of Vampire Night. I have all 6 volumes of Vampire Night Memories, the sequel story. So
Yeah.
if there's ever a Vampire Night Funko Pop,
It,
I don't collect
it
Funko
should never
Pops, I'll
happen.
buy it.
It should never happen.
it should never happen.
should
Vampire
never
Night is only I know about Vampire Night. That's how niche it is.
It's just funny. It's just a very
we,
funny.
we shouldn't
If
waste
it ever
any
shows up on my
material.
list, I know who will be excited about it then.
I'm not
you've
joking.
got a fan
I'm
right
not-
here. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll own
I'll
every
be like,
Vampire
yo,
Night.
at least one of these things are gonna sell.
Yeah, they're going out the door. No, that's fucking
Funko shouldn't
funny,
waste
guys.
any materials, just any any labor costs. Just don't waste any
No.
money on
Cross it
Vampire
off the
Night.
No,
list
no,
if you
no.
ever see it.
Okay, so guys, listeners, make sure you tag the Vampire Knight mention in the comments. We always have them tag it in the comments down below. Okay,
wait,
Chris,
I had one more question.
Do you have a legitimate question, David?
I do.
Okay.
No. So, Chris, I noticed in like a lot of the scenes throughout Sincerely Elise and like some of the characters, like the Sentinel, kind of reminded me of I think it's called a Watcher from Horizon Zero Dawn. And there was also like a lot of other like panels that kind of like reminded me of like older manga panels. So
yeah,
did you like take a lot of like, I'm assuming you took inspiration from those things, but was there like any kind of like specific story or like story video game that you took inspiration from when working on this?
I'd say it's definitely a mixing pot of like just everything that I'm into at the time while I'm writing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, Horizon Zero Dawn was a pretty big inspiration for all the little robots and mechanical guys, and
Got it.
And Dragon Ball, definitely the way Toriyama does his like really weird sort of alien robots and stuff, and and My Hero and Naruto, and it just all kind of, it's just basically my love letter to all my favorite animes just put into one story that I could try to not make an exact ripoff of them, but sort of like take inspiration from them all.
And I think that is like, the heart of a lot of modern anime and manga. I mean, it's actually, it's been happening for all of
primitive.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows that like anime itself, it derives a lot from Astro Boy, which is like one of the OG of the anime world, and it's like even before, Astro Boy talks about how it got a lot of its inspiration from Disney movies, and like, like there's always going to be something that it's borrowing, and so I think that it's awesome to see. I think it's awesome to see the little hints and inspirations that that are present throughout all of your paneling. I think it's really cool, but
that's really like the heart of it is just it all comes down to sort of mixing all of your favorite things together, and that's usually the answer I give people when they're like, how do I find my style, or how do I understand what my style is going to be? And just the easiest way for me to break it down is it's just all of your favorite things put into a melting pot, whether it be your favorite artists or your favorite shows or anything really, and it's just all put together and adds your special spice to it.
Yes.
But going back to your you were telling me the process of like how I come up with the characters for the story, like the mech arm chick.
Yeah, is it Liz? Is that what you ended up naming her? I think you did like a
Liz
thing.
Bionic.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
You did a thing on socials with it. Yeah, that was dope.
It's always weird because like when Inktober comes around, I'll always try to do something like original, whether it be like 2020 I did just a bunch of like sexy waifus doing whatever the prompts were, and then this year it was just kind of like an amalgamation of fan art and original art and then stuff from Sincerely Elise. But when I do those things, I come up like that's what Liz Bionic came from, was just an Inktober prompt. Basically, it was like, this chick's kind of badass. I drove her calling people a loser with her hands, and I like her attitude. So, and everybody else seems to like it because it got a lot of likes. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna write her in the story. Also because I don't have enough characters in the story, and should probably add a bit more of a diverse cast.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. I love that it just like blossoms so naturally, I guess. That's that's awesome.
Yeah, it's fun to like have something that you could just be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this because I feel like it, sort of thing.
You also drew mermaids all throughout May, which I thought was pretty wild.
Oh boy!
And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Chris, what the hell are you doing?" I was like, "This man's really drawing mermaids the whole month."
And damn, I'm never drawing a scaled character ever again.
Not again. That was definitely a challenge. I think like the main thing was because I hate like advertising things without like giving anything actually new content wise. So it's like that was the same time that my Kickstarter for my second art book was going. So it was like kind of a good excuse to at least advertise it in every post while also giving people something new, like some sort of new piece of artwork to see. So that was one reason. Second reason was just because I was kind of out of stuff to draw. I didn't really know what to draw. I was like, hey, mermaid.
Yeah, mermaids are
Mermaid
cool.
seems fun. Yeah.
That's dope.
Mermaid in the month of May.
Okay, so I want to do a little bit of a deep cut then. So, to my understanding, your internet origin story goes back even further to another thing that you did, which was Pokemon involved to some extent, right?
Yes.
I believe it was called Reimagimon or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's and I wanted to ask you a little bit about how, because is that kind of like where you started in your internet, like, you know, posting stuff on the internet of your artwork, or was there a little bit before that, or is that just where you first took off? And if so, like, you know, what was your not inspiration, but, you know, how did you come up with that concept, and then how did you kind of deal with it after people started really digging it and wanted to be engaged with it?
Yeah, that Reimagimon. Oh man, that was a crazy phase in my life, because there's this artist named Jake Parker who I was at the time watching a ton of his videos, and he had this one video called Draw 100 Somethings, just as an exercise. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna try to do this, but with Pokemon. But where the whole Pokemon thing came from was I was just doing a drawing competition with my buddy Liam, and it was just like, you have 5 minutes, draw whatever you can, and it was my wife who was just throwing out basically words or something. And she threw out Pikachu, and so we both drew Pikachu, and he saw mine, which was like a little tribalistic sort of warrior version of him. And he was like, dude, you should do all the Pokemon like that. And I was like, that's a lot of Pokemon, but
he said,
it is something to do.
There's 1,000 of them, I think.
Yeah. So I just stuck to the first generation, and it was definitely like a pretty life-changing project, because before that I wasn't posting on Instagram or just really posting anything in general, just kind of doing art on my own. And then I made that Instagram, and then like started getting likes, and you know, one thing led to another, and I'm 152 Pokemon later, or 51 Pokemon later, and then I'm like, what? And going through it, I was like, what is this even gonna be at the end of it? Because I'm just redesigning Pokemon, and so that's where I like decided to make the art book for it, and then that sort of led me into like needing to understand how to make a Kickstarter and how to run that, and then also gave me kind of the ability to sell things at conventions, whether it be like stickers or prints or something. And so yeah, that whole like Pokemon Reimagimon phase was definitely where it started opening like a lot more doors for me.
Wow. Yeah, I've always wondered how were you a big Pokemon fan at the time, or like had you followed it? I don't know, like one thing that's weird to me is like I remember being really into Pokemon obviously growing up, probably the first like 3 generations. And I feel like I had like a weird like falling out of love with it for a couple years of my life. And then suddenly, like probably when I first got to college, I like fell back in love with Pokemon. There was like you know what I mean? It was like I fell out and then
was
like
it
fell
XY?
back. The one that XY was the first one. It was the first. I pretty much skipped right over like Gen
Diamond,
4
Pearl,
and Gen
Black,
5.
White,
Yeah. And then Gen 6
I feel like a
is when
lot
I
of
got
people
back.
kind of had that, you know, where it just like kind of died for a bit, and then
It's
it
actually
came
funny.
back in a big way.
Yeah. I'm a little younger, and I feel like I was actually more into generations 2, 3, 4, 5. And then everybody sort of I feel like everybody got back in at XY. Just because it was on the 3DS, it was 3D models.
Yeah, I think that's what brought a lot of us back. Was like, well, I know for me, it was the first game that wasn't like that top down, right? Because Black and White was still top down, and then we finally XY kind of shifted the look of the whole series, and then now we've got, you know, the generation since then with Sun and Moon and Sword Shield and everything, and I mean, it's just crazy to think how big of a deal like Pokemon. I mean, it's just weird to me to think that you were able to essentially. I mean, now look at what you've done on the internet with your art, Chris. Like all
thanks to Pokemon.
Yeah,
honestly,
exactly. Yeah, as I say,
well, the largest multimedia franchise in the world.
You know,
hey, no, that's what I'm telling you. Like, if like for artists that are trying to get like followers and everything, it's you gotta like find some sort of niche, whether it be like redesigning Pokemon or just something fan art based that gets dope. So people know what you're making, and then you start like doing all of your original stuff after you've garnered some sort of art audience. Like coming up, after I post this like set of drawings, I'm like I created what basically this fighting game in my head, just for an excuse to just design a bunch of characters. So
Damn.
that's what I'm gonna start posting pretty soon.
Did we just get a sneak peek into the future of Chris's
Sneak
Insta
peek.
page? Oh my god!
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm excited. You know that
It's got the lamest name of all time, but I kind of love it. I've always wanted just a really generic fighting game to have the name Battle Fight.
Oh
Just
wow.
dumb.
Okay.
But then I looked it up in
kinda fucking
Japanese,
love
and
it,
it's
though.
Battle Fighto.
Yeah.
And it sounds kind of like an anime. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
That's badass, actually. Wait.
No, that's actually I like kind of dig it actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Damn.
that's just my excuse to like not have any sort of strings attached to the whole Sincerely Elise world,
Right.
designing characters with that, and I could just kind of go crazy. So
Yeah. Damn. You know, Chris,
You gotta mesh the worlds.
right before you joined this
There you go.
Discord, like a day or two ago, I realized that I was still using some of your artwork as our Discord, like our AVI for our Discord, and I was like, man, it'd be awkward if he joins this and sees his own art as
no, by all means.
No, but we switched it to our logo because I was like, damn it, I should have made it our logo a long time ago. I was using a drawing you did of Nico Robin as our Discord AVI for like
Oh yeah.
months.
Oh,
I
is it the one with the hands?
yeah, dude, it was the one. It's like her in a formal dress, like in a one
yeah.
of. I think it was from one of your like girls in like regular clothes.
Yeah, the
thing.
little casual wear anime
Yes,
girls.
yes,
series they did.
I love that drawing of her, and I for some reason when I made this Discord a year and a half ago, I put that image as our Discord AVI. Because I was just using Nico Robin as like all of our marketing. Because originally our logo was just Nico Robin, but
Just right.
but
it wasn't. Not your drawing wasn't our logo, but you know, like a drawing from.
It was
online,
like
but-
just a pull straight out of the
yeah,
manga.
it was like a
It was
generic.
like-
Yeah, I like
the-
literally.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but now we actually hired an artist that did our current logos and stuff. So
We've got full
Oh,
circle.
right on.
yeah, it was really cool. We were able to pay her, and it was just cool experience, honestly, working with her. But beside the point, I was just remembering that I was like, oh shit, he almost saw that our AVI in the Discord was that. Beside
Well,
the
Jerry,
No
Jerry,
worries,
that's-
dude. I'm just happy people like my art. That's all.
oh, okay.
Well, I mean, that's actually a great segue, Jerry, because
what?
you talk about commissions. So, so Chris, so you do commissions all the time. I think you just recently closed your commissions though for the holidays. Is that
Are
is
you
that still
closed right now?
Yeah. So I'll open it up and take maybe 8 to 10 and then close them, and they fill up pretty fast. So I always let everybody know that I'll reopen when I'm done. But if I have like more than 10, then I just start getting a little like start sweating a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
oh shit, I got a lot of work to do. But 8 to 10, I can
yeah.
usually kind of handle.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you like get bombarded with requests because of, I mean, one, just like how great your art is, and also, I feel like, yeah, I mean, I think it's because I was looking at some of these commissions and like the Invincible commission, like that one was so dope.
Oh, the fighting one?
Yes,
That show was so good.
Yes, and so like when is there ever like a commission where like this might be a weird question, but like you
No,
ever get, like, any,
I
like,
want to. Yeah, I
like,
wanted to
weird
ask this.
commissions? Like,
Yeah, have you ever had to turn
Yeah,
down a
people ever
commission?
like, hey,
Like,
you know, this is a
perverted,
picture
like-
of me. Can you
Wait,
turn
I'm
me
sorry.
into a furry?
Wait, what? What'd you say? Sorry, I got cut out for a
No,
second.
no.
do you get naked commissions, like any like weird like perverted commissions?
Have you ever gotten
Fuck,
a
I
commission you
wish,
had to say
dude.
no?
I never get any of those.
No, what?
No.
Really?
No.
That's
Maybe
crazy.
it's
Alright,
because I'm
alright,
closed
we'll
all the
take- we'll take
time,
a
but
one.
No.
hey, all right.
We'll get one for you.
No.
For the Uncensored
It's just
Anime
funny
Podcast.
it's funny because I've heard other artists, Chris, that they get bombarded with like strange commissions, like ones they have to turn down or reject because like they're just too weird, like they just don't want to draw it. And I meant to ask
what
her, like,
I've
I
heard-
wondered if you'd gotten any where you had to like, have you ever gotten a commission where
Like,
you had to
tell
just say
someone
like,
no.
I'm sorry, like I cannot draw that or I will not draw that?
I'm trying to think. Like, for the most part, I'm pretty down to draw anything as long as it's like fan art
Yeah.
related, just because it's something that I could post.
Mhm.
But and I'll get commission. I'll get requests like for just anime pair ups, like for example, I got a Deku and a Bakugo like loving on each other sort of thing. And I'm like, you know, I love the show, but it's not up my alley sort of thing. But
that's
yeah.
like I feel
no,
like that's
I don't
I feel
often
like
get really weird requests.
that's a popular one in the My Hero fandom is the weirdest part about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a popular one. I was just saying,
I'll like respect them for what they're into, but it's
yes. Whoever ordered this commission, can you see our videos or not?
oh, the Jasmine, yeah.
Whoever ordered this is a lucky man or woman. Whoever ordered it, I just remember thinking when you posted that, you were like, I was like, oh, geez. I was like, that's incredible.
Hey, whenever I get those requests, I'm like, all right, hell yeah, this is gonna be a fun sort of challenge.
Yo, that one is fire. And also, I know you haven't read much of Chainsaw Man yet, but your interpretation of Makima was
Oh, you did Makima?
incredible.
Makima so good.
Yeah.
When I got that, actually, that's when I read that first couple of chapters. Was when I got that commission, just so I could understand what type of character she is.
Yes.
And dude, she's so good. I cannot wait to like
Chris,
see more of her in that.
I am a
show.
personal Church of Makima. She is just. I am an absolute simp for Makima. Is like my. Oh my god! I can't get over her. Like I read the manga all in one night. Like I literally like binged it. It's only like a little less than 100 chapters. And
you can actually see it on film.
Yeah,
Dude,
I live streamed. I read it live on Twitch. I read the entire series live. It took me like something like 12, 14 hours, something like that. And you could slowly see me devolve into like becoming in love with Makima. Like that was my character arc while reading Chainsaw Man was, I just slowly fell in love with her. She's just one of my favorite anime characters.
Interesting character. You'll see when you watch the anime. But
no cap, bro. It is. She's great. So.
Oh yes.
I know that based off your socials, you during COVID decided to start the journey, and me, David, and Kenny, we are lifetimers when it comes to One Piece. We have been watching it for forever.
Been reading it week to week for a very long
time.
Okay,
I gotta
huge
be
part of our life. No. It's
no.
but we wanted to know, and we love. I think as like lifetime fans of One Piece, it's always a blast to talk with someone who is just starting it out, or just getting their toes wet with the series, because it's such a massive series. So I want to hear from you. How's the journey been so far? Where'd you last stop off at? And what do you think so far? First impressions. Did you have any impressions going in? Like, what did you think about it going in? I want to just hear like
I will have a big question for you.
The whole One Piece journey so far for Chris. That's what I want to hear, because I love to ask about this.
Okay. First, real quick, I wanted to add on to the Makima thing.
Oh shit! I forgot.
She's got real step on me energy, so I understand, kind of like Mirko. But okay, now going into One Piece, I just wanted to say that
I don't want to spoil it about Makima, but like she does have a lot of that energy. That's all I'll say.
I look forward to it. All right.
Good. Okay.
When it comes to One Piece, I started it and I made it all the way. Like, I know I made it a little farther than this, but the last thing I like really remember is the arc when they met Chopper at the top of the mountain.
Okay, Drum Island.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that arc.
Dude, Luffy climbing up that mountain, I was like, all right, this guy he's something else. This is a special character right here.
Mm-hmm.
The way, like, his dedication when it comes to just saving his friends. And also, another thing that stood out to me was when the Baroque Works arc, maybe when
Baroque
Nami was captured, and it's just like Luffy steps up with all the boys, like, and there's that slow zoom out where they're like gonna go rescue her or something, and I'm like, oh man, there's so much power in this one scene. So good.
Yeah, no, it's so
many, there's so many iconic moments, just like in the first, like, and it's not even like the entire crew.
Yeah,
there's still like more characters to be introduced, and there's like so many iconic moments.
Yeah, I'm about to say, wow. So you're only at Drum. Is Drum at like
Drum's like just before Alabasta?
80
like
or so.
80,
yeah, in the 80s. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, is Alabasta where they meet Nico Robin? Because I think that's I am a little bit into that.
Oh, okay.
Or I think maybe they did defeat the villain. I don't know. It's been like a year or so since I stopped.
Okay.
But yeah.
Alabasta is the main arc, like right after Drum. They essentially go to like a sand desert location.
Yeah.
And they fight the rest of the Baroque Works members and then defeat the leader of the Baroque Works. Crocodile was the character's
Sir
name.
Crocodile. Yeah.
Okay, I got to Luffy defeating Crocodile.
Oh, okay.
That's
okay.
where I was.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
So then you did meet Robin, and you also would have met Luffy's brother as well, Ace. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is he with the red? He has the red hair.
Red hat.
Yeah, no, he's got a red hat. Yeah, but he's fire based.
Oh.
He's got fire powers. So he turns into fire. But you only meet him briefly in Alabasta. He's in like a couple episodes and he kind of dips. But One Piece is one of those series where you kind of have to pay attention to all the details because like 300 episodes later, it'll be like, surprise, that character's back and these things have happened to them and now they're important again.
Yeah.
Which is what makes
Dude,
One Piece like so
I want to
crazy.
pick it back up.
Mhm.
It's definitely like it's not a run. It's what is that phrase? It's
Yeah, it's not a
sprint. It's a mile or whatever.
Yeah,
It's a marathon.
It's
It's a marathon. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'll pick it back up. I know I will, but
Yeah.
for now, I don't know, dude. I've like seen so much anime since the pandemic started that I'm starting to kind of go back into like real shows when it comes not real.
You mean
but,
like real life?
live
Live action
people.
shows.
Yeah, not animated. But so I started watching Succession, and it's just been like kind of a nice break from
Bro, I
from
need
anime.
to watch that, honestly.
Damn.
Oh, dude.
I hear
My
Kieran Culkin's great in it, is what I've heard. That's
Oh,
all. I know.
100%.
Yeah, okay.
And my wife was like just giving me tons of shit because all I do was watch anime most of the time, and it's like just watch a real show. And I'm like, oh, have you seen this one called Session? And she's watching it. And
Ooh.
it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
I'll have to watch it.
I'll say that.
Okay, so here's my big question. Okay,
Okay,
Now-
give it to me.
you know Buggy the Clown, right?
You remember
Yes.
Buggy? Yeah. First
so
bad
his
guy.
power is the chop fruit, right? Or the bara no mi. So that should entail his body parts can chop apart, right?
Yeah.
So I have a big question for you. Why can Buggy fly?
Why can he fly? Chris-
Why can Buggy fly?
Dude,
Why
he
can
got
he fly?
that. He got that fly fruit DLC from the Xbox Marketplace.
I know. It is one of the biggest. I feel like it's one of the biggest plot holes in this damn
No,
story.
no!
You're like, what? He just flies.
I love the Buggy flight.
No,
Kenny.
it's he flows. Okay, I figured it out, Kenny.
Okay, let's hear it.
Chop, short for chopper.
Okay,
Helicopter.
no.
Helicopters cover. They float.
You're done, dog. You're done. Get
you go.
off. You're done. No, get off the stage.
Chris, I don't
Boo.
know why Buggy can fly. Okay, I don't know.
Kenny has been dumbfounded.
I
with
wish I
this.
could tell you, dude.
Yeah. Kenny has
Yeah,
been
you know.
dumbfounded because Oda just leaves that unexplained forever. Like
And he can
It's going to get
fucking
explained
fly.
before
for
the
some
story, he'll
reason,
explain it.
if Buggy just detaches at the ankles, his entire body can just float above the ground. Like, and it's not even like small distances. He can like get kind of up there. Like he can like
he
legit
can fly?
kind of get up there.
Well,
I think
like I'm not well versed in the rest of One Piece, but
Yeah.
is there more like random little
No.
sort of Easter eggs? It's just Buggy can fly.
No,
and that's it, and then
I
the
feel
rest
like
makes
every
sense.
other,
I think
every
that's
other
what-
fruit
yeah.
makes sense. There are like rules to them.
Oda is
But
very
Buggy was just like such an early fruit that
he's very
he was like,
meticulous. You know, he
Oh,
does
yeah.
a lot to like
It's
build out the world.
wild.
But for some reason, yeah, like Kenny said, it's just so early in the story that it feels like
That-
Oda just didn't know what direction he was headed, and it's like that character, he's just left that ability as like part of his fruit powers,
Yeah.
and it's just kind
Hey,
of like
I can see why that would make
unexplained.
sense.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah, Duck, and
Just
he
kind
splits
of
into pieces.
iron out the.
It's been like over
rules and
1,000
everything.
chapters since
I will
that's
say
happened, and
Buggy
he's
comes
has-
back though. I will tell you that he's actually prominent and a multiple. He's not a character that just gets left in the first arc. He's a pretty
Okay, that's
prominent
good to
part
know.
of the larger world. Which
A lot of the characters
Actually, I
kind of make a return.
I would say most characters come back.
yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
what's up, Kitty?
Yeah, oh,
Look
Caspi.
at that
He's
little
rambunctious.
furball.
He jumped into the screen.
Yes, that's Casper. We
He's
love David's cat.
rambunctious.
What's up, little baby? Oh,
Yay! Casper's getting
Oh.
big, David.
He is getting big.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well that's exciting. I'm excited that you got to start One Piece and you got to try it. I mean, I'm always interested to see how people like it. Obviously, I'll encourage you now,
Oh,
Chris.
yeah, dude.
If you really want to get through it, I think the best way to really like engulf One Piece is to read the manga. Like, At the end of the day, like
that's what a lot of people are telling me.
Yeah,
it's definitely the quickest way.
The anime has a lot of pacing issues akin to like Dragonball Z, honestly, where like you know there's lots of slow pans and slow freezes, and you know it kind of slows itself down a lot. But the manga is really fast paced, and it's tough to put down once you start going through it. I think is the best way to put it. But and also, you know, just little, you know, $2 a month. Shonen Jump app, and you can read all of it. You know what I mean? So
I'm already on that.
Yeah,
Come on now.
yeah. That's we tell everyone. We're like, you know,
dude, it's like
really
the best. It's the best deal. Come on.
Yeah, it's the best deal. It is like the best.
And I mean, I don't know. Like you know, if you like shonen manga, like there's one the best shonen manga you could ever ask for are right there.
All of them. Yeah, everything you need.
Like Vampire
fantastic.
Night? Well, no, that's not shonen. Never mind.
No, it would be now. Okay,
Wait,
I'm calling Viz Media. I'm calling Viz Media. Viz, will you please put Vampire Night on?
Vampire
Night.
Night.
They own the rights. They own the rights.
I mean, it is a Viz series. Yeah, they could totally put it on there. That's fucking funny, honestly.
Tweet at them.
Okay, Chris. I think that boys. Do you guys have any other questions for Chris? Any other comments? Any other questions?
Well, one thing that we didn't talk about, we don't have to get deep into, but I am curious how you began your journey working at Funko. Like, just kind of like, what was that? Like, what's that been like? Yeah, I don't think we talked about Funko at all.
We don't have to talk too much about it, Chris, but what you can divulge. You know what? How did you land there?
Like, how'd you get your involvement with that? Like,
All right, so let's see. So it was around the time that I was finishing up the Pokemon project, and at that time I had like a ton of original sort of traditional art under my belt, and all like at my artillery to show, you know, employers and everything.
Right.
And so I actually had like a physical thing that I could bring into interviews and be like, here, this is my art. Whereas originally it would just be like, here's a bunch of digital art that I just did in school. So I think when going into the interview, they liked seeing that I was really into doing traditional art and had a bit of a background there. And so they brought me on. And before that, I was a fan of Pops. I hit up I hit up Emerald City, I believe, like 2000. I don't even know when I got hired. It's been like 3 or 4 years, but before basically that same year before that was Emerald City, and my wife and I like really got into Pops at that point where we were like, man, we kind of want one of those shelves, kind of like you have behind you, where it's just, you know, it's just a wall of cool Pops that everybody could just like walk in and be like, oh, I know that show, and then it's a conversation starter sort of thing. And so we got way too many at that convention, and you know, and then like a couple months later, I saw that they were hiring, and then boom, there I am. And so I started on as a packaging designer, which was just basically kind of I set up it. I won't go into the specifics of it, but that's basically what I did. And then I would like, you know, be like, hey, art director Sean, I really love Dragon Ball Z. I am a huge fan of that, and I am noticing that not a lot of people are doing those pops, and I would love to try my hand at it. Ooh. And so he put me on the Dragon Ball pops, and I just kind of evolved from there into just like kept telling him that I'm willing to really take on any anime project just because of being a lover of it. And that's kind of how it blossomed, and I just landed that sort of spot where I'm doing most of the anime concepts. They still get divvied out to people, but generally they'll come to me.
Wow, that's fantastic. And now, Chris, I don't know. Again, are you mainly just doing the initial like I don't know how many layers there is to the creation of a Funko Pop, but are you mainly just like the initial design, like the like I don't know where you are in the phases, I guess, or how that works. Yeah,
I could break down the phases. So like we'll get assigned the character that we need to do, and then it's my job to come up with like a front facing concept of it. Oh, just basically what you see on the front of the box,
right?
Just like that sort of front view. And so that's all I got to do is kind of come up with that front view of it. And then we'll pass it on to the sculptor, and I always kind of like giving the sculptor shit because it's like, hey, now you have to figure out all the rest of the angles while I was able to just do the front one. But so they work their magic, man. They like go in, and then it's me and the sculptor working together to try to handle, what do these things look like on the backside and getting the silhouette down and everything. But when it comes to me concepting it, it's like I'm trying to figure out like what is the best sort of pose, or does this character mainly use a weapon, or does this character mainly have an ability that I could add cool effects for? And if I can add effects, then that gives me the ability to not have to have them stand on 2 feet, which can give them an even more dynamic pose. So I like more often than not, more than my directors would probably like me to do, try to add like fun effects and bases just so I could kind of get away with like doing an even more dynamic pose with their leg up or something.
Does that mean could you have potentially been responsible? Were you responsible
that
for this, Chris?
Too.
Is this
yeah.
Are you
the Demon Slayer project was so fun, dude?
That one is dope too. It's a hefty pop.
That's a hefty pop. That thing turned out freaking amazing.
It's
bro.
a good pop.
Oh man, I can't wait to get my hands on it, dude.
Yes,
since we've been just like kind of quarantined in our place, I haven't been able to. Because we usually get to see them all in person when we're at the office, but I haven't since the pandemic started, I haven't seen all of these. And yes,
did you do that? Is that your
no? That's the packaging designer who is a huge fan of Demon Slayer. Did that?
Dope. Was able to put quotes on there.
Yeah, and all the packaging designers will always try and add like a little sort of sneaky Easter egg in those inside flaps. So. Take a look if you ever get one.
I think that this is exactly what Chris was saying a minute ago, how he's added these effects that it no longer has a stand or a base, and Tundra actually gets to be leaping inside of the pop, so you get even that more deep. It's crazy. I mean, I love the way
it's so fun to see
effects have evolved because I've been collecting pops for a while now, Chris, and it's like I don't know if there's anybody like. When it comes to, I almost want to blame you for the dynamism of some of the anime pops evolution.
The anime pops,
in the years that I've been collecting. That it's like many of my friends that are fans of Funko in general. I can almost say that every pop that's like considered a favorite, I feel like you probably maybe have touched. And I think that's been really cool to see. So,
no, I appreciate it. I'll say that most like Funko in a whole, when it comes to pops, like they've definitely like all across the board have pretty much leveled up. All the artists have really like started focusing on adding more detail and more like character, and we've been starting to like be allowed to break some rules in the sense that we're not really like sticking to the very like specific square head no mouth rule. So like there will be characters such as Stain from My Hero Academia. We gave him the big mouth and the tongue and everything.
Did you do that one? Were you involved in that one too?
Yeah. So I had to be like, I mean, the mouth on this guy is like a pretty prominent characteristic to him. He's got the sharp teeth and the crazy tongue, and I feel like we're just really missing something if we don't give him that mouth.
Yeah.
And so the art directors have been kind of a lot more like open to trying out new things that just like speak to the character.
My Stain's around here somewhere. I just don't know where he is. He's in the room somewhere. I'm like,
dang, do you have a whole second set of shelves on? I see you looking off to the other side.
This is actually
he has thousands.
Chris,
I mean, you don't have to talk about.
I'm at a little over 1,200 total right now. So
oh hell yeah,
quite a bit more than
my
most
wife and I
norms.
will hope to someday have something like that.
Well, I think you get to do even better by being involved. I mean, you don't understand the amount of people in the like. I wish that I could physically express to you and everyone involved at Funko the amount of joy that you bring to people that you will never get to meet or never get to interact with, and like the amount of absolute just like, I mean, it just brings so much joy in the people that you bring together. Like, it's crazy. I wish that I could express it to everyone, but
I have a pretty good. Whenever that Tanjiro pop came out, I was in line at box lunch in the morning, and there was almost 100 people.
Chris.
in
100
Oh my
people
gosh.
at
That's awesome.
a random
There
box
was-
lunch in Dallas, Texas, and you're
Oh,
that. I mean,
what?
that's,
It
yeah.
went all the. It was
It was like a
almost
Thursday
like the-
morning too. It was like
Yeah,
a
it was
like a regular
wild.
ass day.
There was
man.
100 people in that.
And,
bar. It was insane.
It was an absolute, and I think that just the amount of people that come together around these things, and I know it's a little too off topic, but
No,
for real,
no.
man, that is like,
I'm glad you brought that up because
Yeah.
our directors do tend to like let us know that
Mm-hmm.
you know that there's this huge fan base around them and that
Mm-hmm.
we bring a lot of appreciation to people, and it's nice when they do let us know because honestly since the pandemic started we're literally in our own home offices like
That's
working
true.
on these things and before it happened, we'd work at the headquarters, and there's that. I don't know if you've ever been to the Funko shop at the headquarters.
Not yet. I crazy story, Chris. I had my trip planned the weekend. I was going to be there for Emerald City Comic Con back in 2020, and
Oh, yeah.
the con that canceled because of COVID. And
It was like the
no.
first one too.
that
right?
was the first. It was like the first because remember, a lot of the virus started in Seattle, and there was
Yeah.
a massive
Right in
outbreak
Everett.
there. And essentially they
Literally
had
in
to
the same city as Funko.
they had to literally like Emerald City Comic Con was like one of the first cons to cancel, and my parents were like, you shouldn't fly this week, like don't go out there. I mean, they already canceled the convention, so I canceled my whole trip like right at the last minute, like a day or two before I was supposed to fly out, and that was the last chance that was gonna be my first time at the HQ, and I haven't been out since, and I'm gonna make it happen now that restrictions
Yeah.
have started to lift, but it's on my bucket list.
No, it'll always be there. And
Yeah.
it's always served as like a real big inspiring factor because we have this sort of sky bridge that leads into the main HQ from the parking lot, and you can see when like a big pop was getting announced that there would be a line like lined up all the way up the street and everything. And that was kind of like our sort of visual stimulation to seeing like there's a lot of people that like the things we make, and but that's really cool, the story about the box lunch thing, and I'm just
Chris,
glad people like that
seriously,
Tanjiro.
seriously, that Tanjiro
Tanjiro in particular. Yeah,
I
I,
mean, it
think
was
Demon Slayer is
nothing-
is a phenomenon.
it felt like a con day. Like when Kenny was showing me the lines up, I was like, this is like just for this one pop, people are lined up like this is a convention. You know what I mean? I was mind blown by it because you just don't. I mean, even the cons sometimes don't get as exciting as that, and people were out there for that Tanjiro lined all the way around
awesome.
every mall in Dallas. So.
Well,
Beside
that
the
fills
point.
my heart to hear.
Yeah,
Honestly, it
you-
may sound cheesy, but it's true.
Yes, you for real, dude. That's I mean, as long as we have you, we gotta at least tell you, gas you up a little bit. That's the real gas you up just a wee bit.
Oh,
But-
for
No, I
Chris-
mean shout out to all the like sculptors and all the packaging designers and the directors and everybody that does just like put all this effort into creating these things. Like it's nuts, but
Yeah.
it's definitely the most fun job I've ever had.
Dang. That's awesome. Okay, we won't go too much on Funko. Our listeners don't really know much about Funko, to be honest. So they're more into the whole anime stuff.
It's
So I'm
always
like,
your background.
But
Yeah,
they
I
do
don't
get to see my.
Always your
Yeah, I'm
background.
about to say yeah. Have you tabled recently, or have you not tabled in a while, like for your own art?
Oh yeah. I recently did at KomoriCon, Rose City, and Lilac City. They're all kind of Portland, Spokane area.
Oh, okay. So up in the PNW, the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
Have you gotten out of the PNW at all to table yet?
Oh, dude, I want to, but
Okay.
not yet.
Come down south.
I'm about to say
I'd
you ever
love
want
to.
you ever want to roll through Texas, buddy? We'll come out and support.
Hey, I have been looking for a lot more sort of out of state, just as an excuse to go see more of the world
Yeah.
that isn't the PNW.
Yeah.
There's like a con in Texas every weekend.
Yeah, Dallas
It
has
is
a
actually
massive.
wild.
We have a massive anime and manga scene, honestly, here in Dallas. And
I saw there's a pretty huge anime one coming
Yep.
up, right?
Yep.
Or-
Yeah, it's actually
Yeah,
in.
right here.
Yeah, it's in like it's like
Next
next
weekend?
weekend. Yeah, it's like literally
No,
next
weekend
weekend.
after
shit.
that.
It's
2
like
weekends,
it's
2
not Thanksgiving weekend, but the weekend after that. So it's like
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
about a week and a half from now. And it's by the same company that put on Anime New York City. And this is their first time doing one in Dallas, which is
Oh, right on.
it's pretty interesting because Dallas used to be kind of controlled by like one. There was this one anime convention here in Dallas that used to be massive. It was called Akon, just like the rapper and artist.
Just like
but
the rapper and
sort of the leadership behind Akon over the last like 2 or 3 years kind of like collapsed. Like we've been going to Akon for what, 10 years now, Ken? Something like that.
Yeah, they like couldn't get their hotel anymore.
Yeah.
And then like
the leadership behind it has slowly kind of got disheveled and fell apart, and the convention just completely collapsed, which is wild because it was like one of the top 5 anime conventions like in the nation. You know, it was like one of those ones where it was like comparable only to like Anime Expo, you know, or like those sorts of that sort of size. And now it's just kind of, I think in its wake, tons of tiny anime conventions have popped up here in Dallas to try to like claim the throne to the Dallas like anime con scene. It's kind of like its own anime series at this point. But we've been trying to test the waters
awesome.
and attend a couple and be here and there, and it's been interesting to kind of see them slowly build themselves up, because I'm sure that you know this, Chris, but the headquarters for Funimation is right here in Dallas.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of the voice actors are local. So, it's really easy for them to come out to cons here in Dallas because they're literally like, they all live down the street. So it's pretty frequent that you get a lot of that activity, a lot of different voice actors coming and doing signings and experiences here in Dallas. But it's really cool.
That's awesome. Yeah,
so-
I definitely got to try to get in.
Yes.
You have to like sign up like a year early or something to get into these things. So
Yeah.
I just got to be on the buck when they announce more artists.
Heck yeah.
Especially Akon, or what was it?
The one that's coming up is Anime Frontier. Akon is
Anime
the old
Frontier.
one. Akon's
Oh,
old,
okay.
but
I think the dates for Akon next year are already planned out.
but
too.
they do have an
Yeah.
Akon date for next year. So Akon's trying to make a comeback next year. So we'll see if
and
it's
the new venue.
I'm
I
ready
think
to go.
Is really nice.
The new venue
Toyota
looks
Music
cool.
Factory venue is very cool.
So-
it's indoor outdoor too.
I hope that it
so
goes
that'll
well,
be
but-
nice.
Yeah, that's going to be I think that'll be like the big one next year, just because, it's the
Yep.
return of the GOAT in some senses.
Supposed to be.
So we'll
at
see.
least.
Man, I will say that I wish like maybe 10 or 15 years ago, anime was as big as it is now.
Hey!
Because it was like so fringe and not like you were weird or something if you liked anime, but now it's like so popular and mainstream,
crazy.
and I absolutely love it. But
Yes.
I also do wish I was like a kid again
Yeah.
in this time, right?
Bro,
No,
that's
for
They
sure.
got lucky,
Chris,
though.
that's crazy. Like, I think all of us out there are feeling this. Like,
Zoomers love anime. That's
Yeah,
yeah, I'm about to say.
all over TikTok. So
yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same way, Chris. It's crazy because like, I think Chris, I think you're about the same age. David and I are 27. We're about to be 28 early next year.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't know if you're-
28.
Okay, you're in like the same generation as us there. Then, So
Yeah.
like for me, it's like I remember being in middle school and like hiding my manga in my bag, or like not even like wanting people to see it, or like not even talking to people at school about it, having like a really
Oh,
niche
man,
group of friends that
I hear
we
ya.
loved it. But it's like it felt really weird to even talk about it outside of my group of people, or like the few people in my life that were into it. And all of a sudden, we're living in like the anime renaissance. It feels like we're like now where I used to have to like go on weird websites and like get access to this anime any way that I could. Now it's like all over the place. It's easily accessible. It's on every streaming service.
On
It's
Netflix now,
I can
like-
I could walk into any store. You can find JoJo's Bizarre Adventure merch at fucking Walmart. Like that's how weird. Like the weirdest of
Yeah.
animes.
my hero
Like-
merch is everywhere.
Yeah, you can find.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, just the craziest shit. And for me, it's like, it's been such a, I think at first it was this jealousy. Like, why couldn't I have lived? But now I'm just so grateful to still be in the community and to be, like, embracing it and to watch all these new kids, like, get into it. I don't know how cool it is to, like, go, it's, like, cool to be at Barnes & Noble and, like, be buying manga for myself because I'm a grown man that buys manga. And to see these kids that are just having a blast, buying manga together, going shopping together, and I'm just like, what a cool moment to just like revel in the love of this weird thing that has just brought so many people together over the last 10, 15, 20 years.
No, I totally agree with you there.
beautiful.
Especially when you're like the sort of jealousy factor, but then it turned into just like you're proud that everybody likes it now. Because
Yeah.
getting Dragon Ball Z shit like 10 years ago was not easy.
Yes.
Yeah. I do think, getting cool nerd shit nowadays is pretty easy, and it's pretty
dude.
dope.
Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. I'm about to say when we need some more anime drip. That's what we need.
Anime Funkos, maybe?
No. Anime drip. Well, damn, Chris. Okay. Well, thanks so much, man. The one thing that I always ask my the guests we've had on so far, also, I'm like, if you could just throw out into the wind like one piece of advice for people who want to do what you do, or do, whether that's work for Funko or obviously be, sell and create your own artwork online. If you could throw out like one piece of advice for people like that. And like, I always ask like for the most honest advice, right? When we had Matthew David Rudd on, he's the voice actor that plays Panda on Jujutsu Kaisen. We asked him that, and I asked him, I said, can you be really upfront with like people who want to be voice actors? Like, what would you really tell them? So I'm going to ask you, Chris, for people who want to sell their art and want to, make money off of it, or use it as a means to a career. What sort of advice would you give them?
Well, the one I always go to is I always get like younger kids that are around maybe 15 or something, that'll be asking me like, how do I get a career in art, or how do I sell my art? And the first thing that just comes to mind is like, you're not ready yet. Just give it, like, look at yourself in 10 years, and you're gonna be, no matter what you do, if you're like drawing every day and just improving your crafts and getting specific about it, if you like know what you want to do, whether it be character design or environments or comics or whatever, just do that thing every day. And you have to like understand that it's going to be bad at the beginning, and just know that the future you is going to be so much more exponentially better than what you are now, that just give it time and give it dedication. Like, make sure you at least do it every, like, I'm not gonna say every day, because don't be psychotic like me, but be consistent about it. Like, do it often. And if you stick to it, then you're like, no doubt going. It's impossible not to get better if you're doing something very often and consistently. So, if you're younger, then just keep going, and just know that you're gonna get better with time.
And what about, out of like a strange curiosity, like, I think that a lot of kids, they go to art school or they take art classes and they like to draw cartoons or anime or whatever it might be. And I think that, in my own experience taking art classes growing up, I was always told like not to do that. Like, don't draw that.
Oh
don't
my
draw
God!
That way.
Don't even get me started. That shit.
So like, what sort of advice would you give to the kid that wants to draw cartoons, comics, these more stylized things that are being put down, or maybe not being given the right push towards this? I mean, what would you tell that kid, I guess?
Well, no, I'm glad you said that, because I did have that a lot in going through college specifically. Like, all my college teachers, I'm not even gonna name the college because I hate it so much, but the teachers that, dude, they were all so mean, and they like didn't, dude, they like would trash anime, and they would trash every artist that like would draw manga based things.
What?
And, like, yeah, dude, they were all like sticklers.
Are mangaka.
Yeah.
No, I know, right?
Yeah.
And if like, there was this one teacher that I had for life drawing, or it wasn't life drawing, it was just some sort of drawing class, I don't remember anymore, but there was this one kid that did like an anime drawing, and he literally said like, you're not going to get anywhere if you keep doing this shit, to this kid's face. And I'm like, what kind of teacher does that? What teacher says that to a kid? That's like, that's being
come back with how many paintings you got in the Louvre, brother? What's going on?
Yeah, Hirohiko Araki was in the fucking Louvre, okay?
No, I mean, there's so many more different outlets. Also because those teachers were so specific about getting jobs in the industry that were just like Disney oriented, or like just very sort of stickler jobs, I guess, kind of just, but like, there's so many more avenues to create art now, whether it be just social media in general. If you can build your own sort of following with your own art style, you can start selling your stuff through Patreon or
Wow.
there's plenty of people around the world that can find your art that you don't have to like work so hard to strive to be like just an animator at Disney. You know, you could like, yeah, I don't really know what to say like further than that, but there's like so much more to do, whether it be character design or like I didn't go to college thinking I was gonna be a toy designer for Funko.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like I went for animation and game art, and then when my teacher said that I'm not gonna make it anywhere doing anime shit, I switched to doing like texture mapping and 3D modeling and stuff for game art, which is not very fun for me these days. So, and that's what happened, right? I just like decided like, hey, I really enjoy drawing characters, so that's just what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna try to be the best I can at it, and that's kind of where I take that, and hopefully that's helpful. I feel like I'm not the best at giving advice, but
no, I think Chris, like, I think the biggest thing is like, I know me growing up, like I used to, so I was an art kid in high school, and you know, I had a teacher that she was something, and I don't think she ever wanted me to do what I wanted to draw or what I wanted to do with my artwork, you know, because she thought I was super talented. I think in her mind, she thought, oh, you're super talented, Jerry. You should be doing something more professional or more, you know, you should be trying something else. And I think that it actually, like, you know, looking back, like, I think it really turned me away from wanting to do art anymore and wanting to do some of that art. And I mean, I think that a lot of other kids out there feel the same way, and they feel like there's not, they're not. I think there's just a generational divide, and it's caused a lot of things. But I mean, it's crazy to see someone like you who, I mean, at the end of the day, you stuck with it, and it's something you loved, and you're able to find such an amazing thing, and now you get to literally like be a part of. I think it's crazy because you're like a part of the series that you grew up watching. You know what I mean? Like the fact that you
I definitely had that moment, dude.
Bro, like it's crazy that you get to do like official Dragon Ball merch is out there that you have had your fingerprints on, and I think that is like that's a huge inspiration, I think, to anybody that wants to pursue artwork in any capacity. And I think that you know, me and my wife both, when we discovered your stuff, you know, over 2 years ago now, like just so impressive the work that you continue to do on your own social pages, independent of your professional. It's crazy how much fucking artwork you can make, Chris. I don't understand sometimes. I can't process the sheer amount of stuff that you're drawing at all times.
It just all comes down to just loving drawing.
Yeah.
You know, just like, I just love doing it, and
That's
I'll
amazing.
Do it for whatever avenue, as long as I'm doing it.
Damn. Well then, yeah, I hope I hope the people listening, I hope that if they hear this, I hope that they take that and run with it, and for sure. And I gotta ask, Chris, have you heard of a new anime series? The boys and I have been watching it this season. It's called Blue Period. Have you heard of this?
No.
Okay, so let me put you on. Okay, so
let's go.
On Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
So Netflix owns the rights right now. It's airing this season, so it's not over
easily
yet.
accessible.
Yeah,
like it.
Easily accessible.
And Netflix is doing a new thing where they're actually, instead of dropping it all at once, they've been releasing it weekly, like simultaneous with Japan. So they're actually following the like the traditional
that's so
model.
nice.
So I think there's 6
they
or
did
7
that.
episodes.
They did that with Eden Zero. I think they like waited until it was all done and then they dropped it.
Yeah. And that really pissed a lot of people off with Eden Zero and Shaman King. Beastars, yeah.
Oh,
Beastars was in Netflix jail
they like
for
waited
months.
like 2 extra weeks. Yeah. It was like, so we were like, what's going on?
For the first time, Netflix is now doing. They're now doing the simulcast essentially. So it comes out right after Japan, subtitled and available worldwide, which is super cool. But the series Blue Period is about a young man. He's a high schooler. He's a little bit of a delinquent, and essentially he sort of stumbles into a situation where he's asked to paint something that meant something to him. So he paints for the first time in his life. He creates an oil painting, and he gets sort of a rush of emotion and purpose, and decides to pursue with everything a career in art. And that's the concept of the show.
And then it almost becomes like a sports shonen.
Yeah, there's a lot
art.
of.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so imagine like there's a lot of other people who are doing art. They're racing to sort of a goal. They all want to get into the same university. He's going to a lot of like after school art classes. He's learning a lot of technique. There's lots of senpais that are, you know, like very, you know, that he looks up to. There are people who have failed that haven't been able to succeed in art. There's a lot of drama, a lot of tension, and it's been easily one of my favorite anime of the year so far. And
well, that is a successful pitch because I've been worrying about what I'm gonna do after I finish this session.
Yeah.
But now I know. Now
Well,
I know. That,
yeah.
And I had this weird sort of like phase a year ago or something where I was just really looking for specific animes about mangakas.
Oh yeah.
And there's that one that came out, and I don't know the name. It starts with a K.
I'm sure that there. I don't know it off the top of my head either, but
There's the one by the Death Note people.
oh yeah.
Bakuman?
Oh, you might be thinking that one,
Bakuman.
Bakuman. Is that?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's it.
It's a shonen. It's by the guys who made Death Note, and it's about two guys that write and draw manga together.
Damn, actually, it's probably not that one, but that sounds good too.
But that sounds good. You should
read that shit.
Yeah, that one's also. It is good, and it has an anime. If you'd rather watch the anime, I think it's on Crunchyroll, all of it. But
all right,
that one's also really good.
I mean, the one that you're telling me, Blue Period, does sound super interesting. So I'll make sure to dive into it.
Try it. Yeah, I mean, it's only. I think there's only 7 episodes out right now. Episode 8 will be out this week, I think. So, bro, I think you would love it. It's been very moving, and it's been a very as a previous art kid, and also a huge fan and lover of anime. It's been like almost like a therapeutic series for me. It's a very well written show, and it's very beautiful as well. Very well. The animators and everything have done a really good job with it. So I think you.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think you would dig it. So yeah, that's my last little pitch for you and for our listeners. If you haven't started Blue Period yet, I know David and Kenny and I have already kind of shilled for it in the last couple episodes. But if you haven't started, you guys should all watch it as well. Okay, Chris.
Let's go, listeners. Watch it with me.
Yeah, watch it with Chris. You check it out.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, boys. You guys feeling good? You guys done?
Yeah, I don't have any other questions.
Chris, truly, it's been a blessing.
Kitty Cat's done?
I'm about to say, how's Casper, David?
They were wrestling.
Did you not see
back
them
there.
playing? Oh my god.
Chris, my man,
They're going
again.
wild.
They were trying to steal the spotlight.
From all of us here at the Uncensored Anime Podcast, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thanks for jumping on with us. And it has just been a joy to learn more about your career, about your life, about your love of anime, about how much true passion you have for this. I hope that people that are on the internet, hopefully you don't read the mean people on the internet that talk about Funko sometimes. I hope that people understand that the people that are doing this are really passionate.
Oh, you mean the comments that are behind the "Where's the JoJo Pops" comments? I never get that far.
Are the
Okay, wait a second, Chris. Where are the JoJo's pops? No, I'm just,
Where are the JoJo's
Where the
pops,
fuck are they? No, I'm just,
Hey, man,
What's
I'm
going
starting to
on?
wonder myself.
yeah, sheesh. No, but seriously, like, I hope that people can hear this and realize just that you clearly love this stuff. I mean, you just talked anime with us for almost 2 hours, and I hope that people can realize that, like, you clearly love this and you put a lot of work and effort into the things you do. And I mean, if anyone follows your personal Instagram page, they would immediately know how much you fucking love everything about anime. So for me, it's like I hope that all those losers are able to see just how awesome and how grateful we were and how grateful they should be to have someone that really cares about this doing the work. So
Well, I appreciate you having me on. It was good talking with all you. Good talking each other's ear off with anime. That's always fun.
bro,
And
seriously, yes.
I just appreciate it, y'all.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yes. Okay, so Chris, tell them one more time. Where can they find you on the
plug
internet?
it up.
Where is your
Plug,
where can they find you?
chill.
Where can they buy your stuff? Where what are the websites? What are the places? Where can they find you?
Very easy. cmetzner.com. Whether it be my website, it's cmetzner.com, or my username is cmetzner.com with the .com spelled out, and then you're good to go.
And that's you on all socials, essentially.
Yes.
Okay,
The
guys.
socials are all with the .com spelled out.
Okay, great. And can they? I don't know this. I really don't know the answer to this. If they want to support you, what's the best way? Is it buy a print? Is there a way they can just donate directly? Is it what's the best way to support your art?
I'd say jump on my shop and get a print, or read Sincerely Elise, please. That's the best way to, and it's free, so you don't have to pay anything.
Absolutely.
on your
Instead of-
Webtoon app, guys, because you should have it downloaded at this point.
Yeah,
That's fantastic.
yeah.
Okay.
That's the only thing I'll push.
Awesome. Well, I think everyone should read it, and I think everyone should check you out. And I think if they have the money or the time to go and see all of Chris's great, you have a ton of prints available on your site, if I remember correctly, across all sorts of fandoms, so that people can check that out at any time. So absolutely, if you're listening, guys, go check out Chris's website and go check all of his socials and give him a follow and definitely interact with him. So thanks so much again, Chris. So for all of you listening at home, Thank you guys so much for coming back to another episode of the Uncensored Anime Podcast. If this was your first time joining us, I hope that you had a good time. If this is your time returning, I hope that you also had a good time. You guys know the drill. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, do all of that over here on YouTube. It helps us to grow within the algorithm. But also, if you're listening to us on listening platforms like Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure you follow or leave us a 5-star review, because that's going to help us to grow on those algorithms and those platforms as well. And on that note, this has been the Uncensored Anime Podcast. And we're saying, peace.